Morning, William. All right, here we go. Welcome back to Today in Yuma on this very busy Wednesday. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
We want to thank, so far, we had Clue Lass and Cotton and Sarah Wisdom from the Library District. Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to be talking about the Cocopah Museum. We have Joe Rodriquez, the director, and Ulises Heredia, the curator and collections manager, with us today. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Now, what are we going to talk about today?
The museum.
All right. We love museums.
We
Yes.
do.
Well, we do too, and hence we work there. So. We love it so much. Brings the past to the present, educates people, community, and that's a big part of our scope as far as the museum is, especially museum for our people. It shows our culture, traditions, and history as well. And so all of that put together in one little facility located at 14533 South Veterans Drive outside of Somerton, about 4 miles.
And I have to say, you know, a lot of people I don't think realize that the Cocopah Museum is out there. It's a very important museum to our community. You guys have such rich history here, and to be able to actually go and see it and get hands-on and first-hand knowledge is very important.
Oh, it's definitely a benefit to people, and just in general because of being enriched with this knowledge and understanding of the land that they call home now. You know, we're sharing this land with everybody else, but the land itself is rich in the culture of our people for the last 3,000 plus years.
Wow. Goodness.
And so you can imagine, you know, everywhere you go, we've been there before, and if it's not us, and it's another tribe. But this is where our culture and our history all converge together with all this history of our people, music, family, stories, and it goes on and on, very, very deep. And that's part of how we want to be able to present ourselves to the public. And it's very true that, you know, a lot of people don't know we're out there, and you just drive. I see a lot of people be driving in the, you know, especially now in the winter, and we have all the winter crops, and you'll see people with, you know, Canadian plates or northern state plates, and drive by real slow, and they don't realize there's a museum right past
Stop
the lettuce
in.
fields.
Stop
you know?
in and see.
Yeah.
And that's why we have you here, to continue to expose more of our community members, the permanent residents, but also our seasonal residents, to the opportunities to explore that history. Now, you talked about it going back 3,000 years. Ulises, what is the oldest artifact that you guys have at the museum?
We have from gourds, musical instruments, to even, what do we have? Spoons
Joe looks
and
like he's thinking.
artifacts.
I put you on the spot.
Yes, what else do we have there? Very old dolls, handmade. We have, what else can you think of, Joe? That is very old.
It's all in a lot of artifacts that either were brought to us because it was in our people's possessions from years ago. You know, these are items like, for example,
That were passed down?
Yeah, items that were manufactured, actually, like if they bought in a store, you know, years and years ago, like an old tin can or an old or a shoehorn or you know, anything, you know, little knickknacks, items like that, you know, they said, well, my great-grandmother had this from the early 1900s or,
Oh, wow.
you know, so these things are handed to us so that it would be preserved. And so all of our collections rooms are filled with a lot of little things like that, but it's protected. You know, we make sure that temperature control, humidity, and all that.
I love that people have thought to share those too with the museum, because sometimes things do get passed down, and it might not be as important to the next generation or the next, so they just get rid of it.
Yeah, the concern is it loses its meaning throughout the years. So when we have items that are there, we want to make sure that whoever gave it has a specific purpose for it to be there. You know, not only, well, just make sure it doesn't, you know, fall apart, or if it's a pottery or whatever. No, there's got to have some kind of purpose behind why they want to preserve that and save that, because down the road it's going to be gone. The meaning behind it. Well,
Yeah.
this is, you know, this came from a veteran from the Second World War. He brought in his boots. We want to make sure that maybe his story can be told. And sometimes he just wants to preserve the story, not to share it, but just to preserve it. So the items in there, it's not just the items that are being preserved, but it's their, you know,
Their story, their life story.
And we have recordings of them, you know, growing up, and even that right now, I'm in the process of trying to turn, because back then when we had a lot of our elders that had been in the Second World War, Korean War, Vietnam War, they had given their story on cassette, and you can imagine cassette today. You know, very few of us play cassettes, so I'm in the process of getting those digitized, and even we had VHS recordings. That's in the
Technology,
process now.
but you're still. But I commend you for preserving that stuff.
It's changed, but you still want to have the information to share those stories coming directly from the individuals who live those stories.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know, we not just so much preserving the past, but we want to preserve the past, but also bring that to the future. And as of right now, we're working for this year until our celebration in October, our yearly event, big event for our museum, is that we're focusing on music, and we want to be able to have people volunteer and present and share and give as much information as they have from their grandparents or great-grandparents. That way that we can bring that into today, so that all of our young people today, you know, we're being saturated with a lot of technology. You know, we can learn the newest this and that's going on today, but we need to also bring in what we've had for centuries.
Yeah, incorporate that.
Yeah, and bring that in and have them be, you know, still playing that type of music, singing it, learning it, dancing it. And so that's our focus for this year. And every month we're bringing it into adding more to it as much as we can, so it build up to the ultimate in October. So that's a big goal for us right now.
Now we love museums, and we love really embracing our history. We're trying to go to as many of the local museums as we can too, and we'll have to do a field trip. Put this on our list. What are the hours so we know what we're working around?
Right now, we still have winter hours. Actually, they will end the 8th of next month.
Okay.
But right now, winter hours consist of Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. Office hours 8 to 5, but so that you catch the gift shop open, the exhibit open from 9 to 4. Right now, there's the exhibit of the connection between the Colorado River to the Cocopah people. So winter hours will end the 8th of February, and regular hours will start Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, same office hours, or 9 to 4, so that you catch the gift shop and exhibit open.
All right. What is the best way if people aren't able to make it down today?
Now you say you passed the lettuce fields, or there's a lot of them right now.
Especially green lettuce fields.
Yes.
We are south. Take Highway 95 south, and that's going towards Mexico, San Luis. You go through Yuma if you're on the foothills. Take 95 south past Cocopah Casino. Most people know where the casino's at, and they always get us confused. You're right next to the casino. We're not next to it. We're further down. Follow all the way through the city of Somerton, and 1 mile outside of Somerton, you will reach Avenue G, as in George. Make a right going north 1 mile. Make a left on County 15th Street. 2.5 miles. Follow the signs. We are across from the police department. You'll see our big tribal seal on the building there. You see that?
And you have a water tower out there, don't you?
Yeah, that's just about a 1/4 mile northeast.
So kind of follow the water tower out that way, and you'll start seeing.
Yeah, we're closer
signs.
to the big eucalyptus trees. That's just right next door to us.
Have you found that most GPS systems?
No good for us. Do not use GPS.
A lot of people rely on that, and certain things just don't track well.
If you do use GPS, say hi to the Border Patrol for us. They will let you know that you've been too far. But the best way we found out is if you use Google and Maps and put that in, and it'll show you directly, because we are a point on the Google Maps.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Google Maps.
That's
That
good to
makes
know.
it easy.
Where can people find information online? Social media or website?
We are on Facebook as Cocopah Museum, hashtag Cocopah Museum, or hashtag the Cocopah Tribe or Cocopah Indian Tribe. I forget because I just blurred right.
I'm sure you can
Yes,
find it either way.
and we're on YouTube, Cocopah Now. You can find us on YouTube for a lot of our videos there. But you can go to cocopah.com if you need to find us or call us 928-627-1992 and ask for directions. Or if you're lost, you're really lost, let us know. We'll go find you.
I don't know where I am.
We've done that before. So.
I think you might need a sign right by Border Patrol that says "Turn around and go back." Cocopah Museum's the other way.
Exactly. Does it? If the Border Patrol's going this way, so go that way.
Well, great information. We can't wait to get out there. We just need to coordinate our schedules because we like to go as a field trip.
Oh,
Sure,
yes.
no problem. Come on out. We'll roll out the red carpet.
Oh,
Sounds like
we
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Joe Rodriguez and Ulises Heredia with Cocopah Museum. We appreciate you stopping by, and we look forward to having you next time too.
Sure.
All right,
Thank
it's today in Yuma. We're going to take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie in the courtyard. We'll be back with more of the show after the break. Don't forget, watch us on the Sunset Health Facebook Live feed. Even after the show's over, you can watch it in its entirety. We'll be back with our WTF gal, Anita, and she will be announcing this week's Bare Naked Soap Co-winner.